Good morning, students. This is the second part of this story, chapter 3, The Tale of Peter Rabbit, and we have completed half of the story. So today we will complete the whole story. First, let's recapitulate story of first part. There were 4 rabbits: Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail and Peter. But Peter was very naughty. He never listened to mother. So one day what happened? He went into Mr. McGregor garden, and after entering garden he ate so many things like lettuce, French bean, radishes, and then he was feeling sick. So he went to look for some parsley. And when he was looking for parsley, he met Mr. McGregor. So when Mr. McGregor saw Peter, he ran after him. Then Peter went faster and caught in a gooseberry net. So anyhow, he came out from that gooseberry net and went to tool shed. In that tool shed, he jumped into a can which was full of water. So now we will know the rest story. Peter sneezed. Achoo! Mr. McGregor was after him in no time and tried to put his foot upon Peter, who jumped out of a window, upsetting 3 plants. The window was too small for Mr. McGregor, and he was tired of running after Peter. He went back to his work. So then what happened? So when he was hiding inside the can, who was hiding? Peter. So when Peter was hiding inside the can and Mr. McGregor was searching him in the tool shed, Peter sneezed. Achoo! And hearing the voice of his sneezing, Mr. McGregor came to know where he was, and now he again ran after him and tried to put his foot on Peter. But Peter was very smart. He jumped out of the window. And then, while jumping out of the window, he upset 3 plants. He broke 3 plants. And the window was very small for Mr. McGregor. Mr. McGregor could not pass through that window. So he stopped running after him. And he was also very tired of running after Peter. So he went back to his work. Peter sat down to rest. He was out of breath and trembling with fright, and he had not the least idea which way to go. After a time, he began to wonder about, going lippity-lippity, not very fast, and looking all around. Then what happened? Now Peter was also very tired. So he took rest for a while because he was out of breath, because he was continuously running and trembling with fright. Trembling with fright means trembling with fear, and he had forgotten the way to the gate. And now he began to looking all around and going slowly, slowly. Lippity, lippity means slowly, slowly, and looking everywhere. He found a door in a wall, but it was locked, and there was no room for a fat little rabbit to squeeze underneath. And old mouse was running in and out over the stone doorstep, carrying peas and beans to her family in the wood. Peter asked her the way to the gate, but she had such a large pea in her mouth that she couldn't answer. Now he found one door in a wall, but it was locked. So he can't able to squeeze. Squeeze means how he entered into the gate. In same way he wanted to squeeze from this gate also, but now he become very fat, so he can't able to get inside from that door. Then he saw one old mouse. One old mouse was coming and going in and out from that door by holding peas and beans. So when Peter saw him and asked the way to the gate, but she had pea in her mouth, so she can't able to answer. Then what happened? He went back towards the tool shed, but suddenly quite close to him, he heard the noise of hoe. Scritch, scratch, scratch, scritch. Peter scuttered underneath the bushes, but soon as nothing happened, he came out and climbed upon a wheelbarrow and peeped over. The first thing he saw was Mr. McGregor hoeing onions. His back was turned towards Peter, and beyond him was the gate. Then what happened? He went back towards tool shed because he didn't find any place of the garden. So he again went back towards the tool shed. And then he heard the sound of hoe. So what is hoe? Hoe is a gardening tool with long handle. And he heard the noise of hoe. So what was the noise? Scritch, scratch, scritch, scratch. So then Peter scuttle. Scuttle means move hurriedly. So Peter move underneath means from downside. Peter moved below into bushes. Then what happened? Then very soon he came out and climbed on wheelbarrow. So wheelbarrow is a cart, small cart with a single wheel. So he climbed upon wheelbarrow and peeped over and looking there. Then what he saw? He saw that Mr. McGregor was hoeing onions. Hoeing onion means digging out onion. So he was digging out onion. And Mr. McGregor back was towards Peter. He was unable to see Peter. And beyond him was the gate. Beyond means on the other side of Mr. McGregor was the gate. Then what happened? Peter got down very quietly off the wheelbarrow and started running as fast as he could along a straight walk behind some black currant bushes. Then what happened? So very quietly he get down from the wheelbarrow and running as fast as he could, and not look back, he walked behind some black currant bushes. So black currant means it is a black color fruit that grow along the bushes. Mr. McGregor caught sight of him at the corner, but Peter did not care. He slipped underneath the gate and he was at last in the wood outside the garden. Peter never stopped running or looked behind him till he got home to the big tree. So while Peter was running towards the gate, Mr. McGregor saw him. But Peter didn't stop, didn't care. He slipped under the gate. So how he entered the garden? In the same way, he went out from the gate. So very quickly, he went out from the gate and he was safe at last. Peter did not stop, not look back till he reached to a big tree. This was the story of Naughty Peter Rabbit. Lesson that we get from the story is we must always obey our elders in order to save ourselves to get into the trouble. I hope you all have understood this chapter. Now what you do in your homework? You complete all the hard words in your English reader copy. See carefully all the hard words which is underlined in your book and complete it in your English reader notebook. Underneath, mischief, current, blackberries, straight, squeezed, lettuce, radishes, cabbages, dreadfully, frightened, forgotten, gooseberry, sheave, wriggled, toolshed, sneezed, upsetting, lippity, trembling, wheelbarrows, scuttled. Okay, so these are the hard words. So students, word meaning is your classwork and hard word is your homework. Okay, things in your English reader notebook. Till then, thank you.